Being so much closer and having it in my sights in League of Legends made it a lot easier for me to be more passionate and always go the extra mile. It never really felt like it was about the money. It felt like it was more about the competition and about the passion. As long as I'm a player, I want to stay at the top and compete and fight for championships, because I feel like I always have more to give than I've shown. Win or lose, at the end of the day, it's still competition, and that's kind of like what fuels me the most. I am Andrei Odoamne Pascu, and I'm 28, and I am a professional esports player in League of Legends. I was born in Romania, in Bucharest, the capital, to an average family and an average household. So I was just born in a family with strong emphasis on education and also studies. Most of my memories growing up are sports. Ever since I was 5 years old, that was the first time my dad took me to swim. Just going to swim competitions, or pretty much the struggles of training every day and being on that infernal grind. When you're doing it from such a young age, you don't really question it so much. You're kind of just doing it, so everything was a lot more like innocent and fun. But also, I think ever since I was young, my other main passion was gaming. I mean, I didn't really make the switch straight from being a swimmer to, I was a professional swimmer, my next step is to be a professional League of Legends player. The main reason I stopped my career in swimming was that I won Romanian championship over 50 times, maybe 100 medals, give or take. I was like, I just swam for 12 years and I made zero. I decided to drop it and stop swimming. And then since I had a lot more free time, I started playing League of Legends and I became a lot better at it. And already by the time I was, I think, almost 19, so after a year and a half, I got to pretty much the highest rankings in Europe. And that's kind of like when my interest started peaking for League of Legends more than just the passion, because being so much closer and seeing it in my eye, or like having it in my sights in League of Legends, made it a lot easier for me to be more passionate and be more involved. And I think I was just fortunate enough to be talented at League of Legends. Still, it's important to work hard and keep doing your best, because you never know when you're gonna have your own breakthrough.
Andrei will be just backing off with his mid laner. The Nexus goes down. H2K, welcome to the LCS. These players are some of the absolute top that Challenger have to offer here. A lot of people are expecting big things.
Up until now, 80% of my year has been in Berlin. So it kind of feels like a second home, even though it doesn't really feel like home. Like, I don't really have a great attachment to Berlin. I didn't really have a great attachment to Berlin up until this year. Didn't really feel like home yet, even though most of I spent more time in Berlin than actually home. It still feels like it's you're off to work in that sense. I feel grateful and humbled by all the opportunities and chances I had since I started playing, because given it's in an industry where you don't really survive for so long, I was fortunate enough to have a lot of really good projects and a lot of cool things that maybe other players didn't really get to do. So I am grateful for that.
Final question for you, Odoamne. Do you feel like now slowly you're able to prove where your skill ceiling is?
Well, each game is definitely a chance for me to prove my skills, but I don't really think about it that much. I just try to give my best, and I just take everything as a learning experience.
It was really weird when I started getting my first pro salary, because it never really felt like it was about the money. It felt like it was more about the competition and about the passion. Didn't really get a lot of satisfaction from, just securing the bag in that sense. So that's why I started appreciating it a bit later, when you get older and you realize what life's about in that sense. I did get advice a lot throughout the years. The one that was the most important to me is it worth to secure the best financial offer, or kind of think long-term and go for deals lower financially, but the prospect for the future is better. I think for me it was definitely more beneficial to prolong the longevity of my career. so that, you know, I get to do this for as long as possible instead of, you know, getting the quick gain at the risk of ending things earlier than I would have liked. So most of the decisions I made were long-term investment decisions in that sense. Given how difficult it is to become a pro, I would say to everyone who's trying to not only try to become a pro, because right now esports and also just the League of Legends scene is so big and so developed that there's just always opportunities for the people who are passionate about the game, who have a good mind about the game when it comes to analysis or coaching and even broadcast opportunities. Maybe there's good, talented speakers out there that really like talking about League of Legends. And the cool thing about esports is that kind of no matter what you do, there is a spot for you. So just because you want to be a part of the scene as a player shouldn't really limit you in case it doesn't happen. You can still get to be part of this world. There's a lot of roles for people who are looking for them. I think having good financial health for me means having a pretty good balance on how much you get to save from, like, you know, month to month. Through planning, make resources available that wouldn't otherwise be there if you're not planning. Kind of keeping yourself in the positive while also managing to save a certain amount. Saving money might not come natural to some, and it's actually a process or a habit that they need to build, you know. And I was fortunate enough to have people around me to educate me on the things that are important to me when it comes to making good investments, having good priorities set for my career. And there's a lot of people out there who have good things to say to us or to, you know, give their opinion. It was up to us to have an open mind and then judge for ourselves if what they're saying is helpful or not. Just consider being smart with your decisions. Well, given how this year has been going so far for us,
XL fans break the miracle run. It was not to be.
it just makes no sense. It's just pointless. I will do everything I can to get out of this. One thing I want for the immediate future, which is next split, is to rise up back at the top of the standings. My last previous years have been quite good, quite extremely good in that sense.
They will not be knocked down. They will not be denied. They will not be stopped. Your LEC champions.
Win or lose, at the end of the day, it's still competition, and that's kind of like what fuels me the most. I feel like now is just another challenge that I need to overcome. As long as I'm a player, I want to stay at the top and compete and fight for championships, and that's my goal for the immediate future. And for after that, I don't know, usually when people ask me if I'm proud, I usually say no, because I feel like I always have more to give than I've shown so far. So it's hard because last year I won a championship, something I didn't think that I would do. So for that simple achievement, I am proud of what I did. But overall, I feel like I still have so much more to give. So that's why I'm not proud yet.